Hey guys, welcome back. It's me again. So I just wanted to talk to you in this video. I wanted to do like a little snippet of some really random pregnancy symptoms that I've been feeling. And I say random, but most of my pregnant friends will say that's not random at all. That's actually really normal. But when I was feeling them, I just had no idea. Like, I didn't really read through my book very detailed and deeply. And so I just wanted to kind of share these with you because I think they're really funny and kind of good to know if it's your first pregnancy, maybe to expect this. So a couple of weeks ago, I want to say I was around 14 weeks. I got up one day to go to class and got up early, opened my eyes, and the room was literally spinning. I mean, I felt like it was another like college, after like hangover. And literally I felt like I'd had a couple, like one too many drinks the night before. It was so crazy. The room was spinning. I felt like I was gonna throw up, and I had been doing so well with the nausea and vomiting up until then. And I remember I really had to pee, and I really needed to get up and pee. But like, as every time I tried to get up, I felt like the ceiling was gonna fall on me because that's how fast the room was spinning. I got so nervous. I thought, oh my God, is my blood pressure high? Like, what is going on? I've never felt anything like this before. This is crazy. So I called the OB, and she called me back, and she basically said, well, unfortunately, nothing's wrong. This is totally normal. But unfortunately, for a lot of our pregnant women who are kind of on the more petite side, you are going to experience some low blood pressure. And often the low blood pressure will kind of coincide with low blood sugar. And it happens often early in the morning because you kind of go through that whole night of sleeping. If you sleep a good 8 hours and you're not eating or drinking during that time, your blood sugar levels can get really low. And you can be a little bit dehydrated, and that can create kind of a low blood pressure situation. I felt like I was dying, but other than that, she was like, oh, it's totally normal, which is what they always say, and I feel like it's so stupid. But low blood pressure is a thing. It was not high blood pressure, it was low blood pressure, and I've been really careful about drinking and kind of having an extra snack at night. I usually drink kefir, which is like this yogurt drink. I get the Flick strawberry kind, and it's really good because it has protein in it, so it kind of keeps my blood sugar levels really balanced overnight. And I just will have like a little cup of it before I go to sleep, and that's been helping me. And then also keeping water by my bed, obviously, and doing a little bit of G2, which is the Gatorade that has less sugar in it, and I mix that with water. And on days when it's really, really hot, like I mentioned in my exercise video, when I started going on my walks and feeling really dehydrated, having my little water bottle guy was also really good for these kind of low blood pressure situations. So that's one thing. If you wake up and you have the spins and you're not drunk, obviously, low blood pressure. The next one happened to me around 16 weeks. I started to get really bad cramping kind of in my lower stomach on the sides, and sometimes I would move and it would feel like I pulled a muscle, and it was super painful. And that is called round ligament pain. It's so fun. It's basically when your uterus is growing and it's kind of stretching out your stomach muscles, and you get these lower abdominal cramps. And there's really nothing you can do about it. Again, it's super normal. It's just kind of what happens when baby is growing. They say you can do some yoga stretches and stuff like that, but the doctor basically was like, you're pregnant. This is what you have to deal with. It did go away, though, so that was really good. So I really didn't have that for a long time. It was like 2 weeks. So can't complain about that, but just keep a note, round ligament pain. And then the next one is difficulty breathing. So when I was little, I had asthma, and this is exactly what it felt like. It felt like someone was sitting on my chest. And I thought maybe I was coming down with a cold, and then I wasn't really getting sick. I was like, maybe I'm run down. And the doctor actually told me that there's two kind of possibilities for the shortness of breath, which women actually do feel in the second trimester. So even if you're not kind of really big, you don't have the huge belly yet, you're not in your third trimester, the hormones in your body can actually make it more difficult for you to get a full breath. And that's that feeling of like tightness and shortness of breath, is that it's really the hormones altering, the pressure in your lungs. So again, not really anything you can do about it, but just, sort of take it easy. I actually found that doing my walks and exercising helped regulate that breathing and sort of cleared me out a little bit. So as long as I wasn't pushing myself too hard. And then the other culprit can be acid reflux. So she told me that she thought, around the second trimester, around 20 weeks, the acid reflux issues, or, basically your food coming up your esophagus, some of those stomach acids coming up, it's kind of the prime time for that to get worse. So a lot of women feel that, like feeling right here, like they can't breathe, and it's actually just a little bit of the irritation from the reflux. So you can take some over-the-counter medications for that if you choose to, like Gaviscon or Tums, I think, anything like that. Or just, like, don't, douse your every food in lemon juice like I was doing, because I love lemon juice and that's all I wanted this whole pregnancy. So I kind of like stepped it back a little bit with the acidic foods, like, like tomato sauce and, coffee in excess, or lemon juice, anything really acidic. And that has helped. Again, only had it for like a week and a half, 2 weeks, and it sort of dissipated. So one last thing I did want to talk about was the nausea. So I had nausea up until 17 weeks. And I switched over from the Zofran that I was taking to a medication called Diclegis. And it's a new medication a friend told me about. And it's basically that same antihistamine vitamin B6 combination that the doctors often have you try first when you first have the nausea in your first trimester. But there's something about the way that it slow releases in your body, and you're actually allowed to take up to 4 of the pills per day. So that really, really helped me. I almost feel like in my next pregnancy, I would try that first maybe, or maybe in conjunction with the Zofran, so that I didn't have to take as much Zofran. It really was so wonderful, and you actually take 2 pills at night, and what's really nice about that is it's basically Benadryl, so you have like this wonderful, restful night's sleep, and you wake up the next morning and you don't have the morning sickness. So I really recommend looking into that, asking the doctor about Diclegis. They don't often mention it, I think, because it's so new. Again, definitely something I would try. If I get any more weird symptoms, I will definitely do another little snippet video. But that's it for today, and hopefully it'll be smooth sailing from here and I won't have any other crazy symptoms. But thanks so much for listening, and I will talk to you later.